You know the old saying, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is? That's how I feel about USPS Media Mail. I don't want this video to be seen as like me ranting about the Postal Service. Don't take that as the message here. Hey, what's going on, folks? Welcome back to the Parkside Merchant channel. Today's video is going to be kind of a short rant about a topic that has just been driving me a little crazy recently. It's not really related to trading cards so much as it is just something about eBay and the different shipping options that are available. So let me just start by saying I've always been fascinated with the US Postal Service since I was a kid. There's just something very interesting about the charter of the Postal Service in the United States, the scale of the operation that they're responsible for, and just the motivations, right, that are behind why they do what they do, right? This is a national service. It's as important as any utility, right, or any other public service for the country. So in my opinion, right, I have no beef with the Postal Service. They're very inundated with a lot of stuff right now. These are very difficult times during a pandemic where they've got to handle surge volumes. They're understaffed, right? Postal work is a tough business, and I don't want this video to be seen as like me ranting about the Postal Service. Don't take that as the message here. What I want this video to be is basically to shed light on a very specific concern about a very specific option that the US Postal Service offers to its customers. So if you follow my channel, you know that in 2020, during the pandemic, I started doing some selling on eBay, and I'm primarily interested in collectibles, so typically trading cards. I do a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! On this channel, and so that's really my domain of interest, but I do sell all sorts of stuff on my eBay page, including some books. I'm a younger person. I've got a lot of books left over from like high school and college and stuff, so I've been doing some offloading of some of these books to at least make back some of the money. Obviously, they're all being sold at a loss, but at least it's something, right? They're just sitting around on a shelf and not really getting any use. They may as well, be used by the people that need them for their different areas of coursework and such. So I have been doing a lot of selling of books on my eBay page. And I'll tell you from firsthand experience that selling books on eBay can be a very tiring experience. And what can make it very tiring for sellers is USPS Media Mail. So what is Media Mail? So the Postal Service, as you know, charges a whole bunch of different rates that are often based on the weight of a package, the size of a package, and the final destination of a package. If you're going to ship something international, it's going to cost you more than stuff that's just domestic, right? It's kind of obvious. So USPS Media Mail is a very special type of shipping option that's available to only a select set of items, which are mostly media items. So books, they allow some videotapes, I believe some CDs, and certain types of media, not video games, not comic books, not trading cards. None of that stuff fits the bill. Has to be a book mostly. It's intended to be for books. It came out of the 1930s, I think, when they were looking for a cheaper way to ship books. I guess coming out of the Great Depression or whatever, people wanted a way to just send their books more cheaply. And so the Postal Service has this media mail option that still exists today, which is a very low rate. You can see that it's a much cheaper rate if you're shipping heavy books, lots of books. You just send it with media mail because the rates are much, much lower for the postage than you doing first class or priority mail, priority express, any of that stuff, right? It's always cheaper to ship a book most of the time, unless your book is really light, to ship it with the media mail option. Now, you may ask, what's the problem then with all the media mail? It sounds great, right? It's a low rate for shipping books, and you can use it on eBay. If you sell books, you can use the media mail option, and you get a discounted rate for shipping. And if you're somebody that sells a lot of books, you have a lot of books left over in your house from when you were in school or whatever, or you're a bookseller, you know that the book business can sometimes be, especially for used books, that's a pretty tight margin business. You're usually selling stuff at a loss, or if it's your old books, right? If you old stuff that you have. Books are a tough business, so you obviously want to ship your books as cheaply as possible. No surprise there. So what's the problem then with USPS Media Mail? So there's a couple of things that are downsides to this. First and foremost, when you print the USPS Media Mail label on eBay, it looks like a regular postage label. It has a tracking number, has all the stuff that you would expect a regular label to have. But for some reason, they don't scan the packages until they reach the branch office of the final destination. And you add on to that fact that it is a very slow shipping service. My recent sales have taken over 10 days on average to deliver when I use the USPS Media Mail for books. So the result of these two issues, that they don't scan the package when they receive it, and that the shipping is really slow, is that you get constantly inundated by buyers with messages about, well, did you really ship my package? Why isn't there a tracking update, right? All this stuff. And you have to tell them, like, look, folks, be patient, be patient, be patient. It's coming. USPS Media Mail has these weird quirks that you have to be mindful about. They will scan the package when it gets to your office, and then they will scan it at the final destination to confirm delivery. So that's the problem, is that it's slow, and they don't scan it when they get it. And to me, it's just like, why can't they just scan the package to acknowledge that it's been received so that it shows the tracking update that it was received and it's in the custody of the Postal Service? You don't have to scan it all the way across the voyage, but if they could just scan it at the outset of the shipping journey, then at least buyers would have the confidence that it's been shipped and it's in the custody of the postal carrier. So it's really frustrating to me, because every time I ship a book now, I have to send a proactive eBay message with all these disclaimers and all this explanatory exposition about how USPS Media Mail works. And even then, it's like, it just takes forever. In my personal experience, I'm going to show you, I'll flash on the screen right now, I've had several books where the Postal Service waited 10 days, sometimes longer, to post a tracking update after I literally handed the books to the Postal Service people to receive the items. So a couple things just to close this video, folks. I'm going to paste below the email that I use in my eBay messages that I send to people whenever I use the US Postal Service Media Mail option to ship something. This is usually pretty good, right? People will take this for what it's worth and they won't give me a hard time. So I do recommend, if you ship with Media Mail, that you use this disclaimer, because it is going to take a long time and there's not going to be a tracking update for several days. The other thing I will say is, there are people that are going to say, well, look, USPS Media Mail is not built for commercial use. It's really built for like schools and education and people that just want to send books to each other for fun or whatever. So yes, like I get that, but if that's true, then they should just implement a rule that says don't use this for commercial purposes. Don't let eBay and, you know, the company that does all the label printing on their website, don't even have it as an option if it's not supposed to be used commercially. So I don't know, it's just one of these things that's like frustrating me recently, because like it's a very avoidable dilemma, and it's a really nice shipping service for stuff that's really cheap. Some of these used books that you don't want to spend priority mail rate or first class rates to ship. I apologize for kind of the rant-like content. I know this is a little bit off topic, but it's very on point for eBay. And if you ever thought about using USPS Media Mail, it's a nice option, gets the job done, but you just need to be aware of some of these peculiarities about how this particular postage service behaves. So that's all for this video, folks. I hope you enjoyed the content. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments if you've ever used Media Mail and what you think about it. As always, thanks again for watching. This is the Parkside Merchants channel, and we'll see you next time.